Welcome to Some Topic, the podcast where two dangerously underqualified individuals tackle an ever-changing buffet of subjects we have no business discussing. From global politics to ghost squirrels, nothing is off limits, and nothing is properly researched. We are your hosts, two voices with microphones, a Wi-Fi connection, and just enough confidence to sound like we know what we're talking about. Spoiler, we don't. But that's never stopped anyone with a podcast before, and we refuse to be the first. Every week, we plunge headfirst into topics both serious and stupid, usually at the same time, armed only with sarcasm, caffeine, and a dangerous overestimation of our own coherence. Whether it's philosophy, politics, pop culture, or paranormal rodents, we approach each subject like two raccoons who broke into the Library of Alexandria, knocked over a torch, and now insist the fire was enlightenment. Our findings? Improvised. Our sources? Suspect. Our method? Whatever we yanked from our asses while marching proudly up the hill of stupidity, ready to fall honorably in the fog of ego, ontological confusion, and the blood-slick ruins of abandoned discourse. It's too late to turn back now. Your descent has begun. And we, your casually deranged hosts, will guide you in style straight through the crumbling ruins of reason. Listener discretion is enthusiastically advised. This podcast contains strong language, stronger delusions, and a persistent disregard for intellectual safety. If you're easily offended, chronically literal, or spiritually fragile, please relax your chakras, unclench whatever needs unclenching, and consider yelling at a tree instead. This is not journalism. This is not education. This is comedy. This is play. This is Some Topic. And that's fine. We can do that one.
We're already doing it. We're recording.
I don't care. It pisses me off because every time I run into a Phillips head, I can literally see my bit jumping out of it every fucking time, the exact way it's designed to do. And it just... I'm going to be that guy who replaces everything with Starbit, with T25s.
Okay. Can I do my opening bit?
The guy who pisses
Can I do the opening bit for my episode?
Sorry.
Before we get into history, let me ask you something simple, though revealing. What's the most irrationally angry you've ever been at a screw?
Oh, at a screw?
This is just tailored towards you.
I know, but at a screw, like...
Yes!
No. Are we a type of screw or one specific screw that I ran into in life?
Not a person, not a system, a screw.
A screw. So again, you're not asking me which type pissed me off. You're asking what's one screw that has pissed me, because those are two very different answers.
I want both answers now just because I'm curious.
Okay, well the type is obviously Phillips head.
Well, fuck them.
Fucking pissing me off.
Well, that's the episode.
Number two, there was one particular screw.
Did it screw you?
No, almost did. It's so petty. It was in a closet, and the screw wasn't like screwed in all the way.
Okay.
But it was when I had a house out in O'Fallon. And it would catch my clothes and rip my shirts all the fucking time. And I didn't do anything with it. And I continued not to do anything with it. It even cut my hand open a few different times. And I left it as was. And this was back when I was, trying to dress up and be a pretty boy every day for the office. So it was nice shirts that it was ripping up.
I feel like you spent a lot more money.
I hate that screw.
That one individual screw.
You know what I finally did?
I don't know.
Rip the fucking thermostat off the wall, because that's what it was. Someone used too long of a screw to mount a thermostat, because, using a drywall anchor is too much work. So they just used a fucking 4-inch screw and sent that bitch all the way through the wall into the closet. Okay. Because I would always find it when it was inconvenient to worry about it, and then I'd forget about it.
And was that screw a Phillips head?
Yes.
Okay. So the Phillips head, that screw, that one that haunts you in your memories, wasn't designed to empower you.
Fuck you, Henry Ford.
It was designed to fall in a very specific way. Sorry.
Fail.
That's what I meant to say. Glad you caught me.
You're welcome.
Unlike that Phillips screw.
Fuck you.
Once you realize that, you start seeing it everywhere. in factories, in planned, oh my God, how do I say this word?
Obsolescence.
Obsolescence.
Yes.
And how modern tools treat skill like a liability instead of a virtue. So, have tools gotten easier or just less forgiving?
Oh, no. Tools 100% have gotten way easier and more forgiving because people are fucking retarded and don't want to learn a skill.
Well, yeah, why would I want to learn something?
But the fact that we never even considered changing the design of a screw, like that's why T25s came out. They're supposed to be used for everything.
What the fuck does the T stand for?
Basically tooth count.
Okay.
And I want to say if it was something like if you continued that pattern for an inch, how many teeth would you have in an inch or something like that?
So it's 25?
So there's T10s, T20s, T25s, so on and so forth. Basically denotes size. No different than Phillips head number 2 is different than a Phillips 3, a Phillips 1. All that shit.
So before Phillips, when screws respected the user, before the Phillips head, most screws were flathead.
Correct.
Straight slot,
Also known as standard.
but they demanded something from the person using them. Alignment,
Steady hand.
patience,
Yeah.
pressure, and feel.
And lots of cut open hands.
Flathead screws didn't help you. They tested you. In early manufacturing and craftsmanship, that wasn't a flaw. It was the point. Skill mattered. Experience mattered. Your hands mattered. Tools didn't compensate for inattention. If you rushed, the screw slipped. If you lacked control, you failed. The work reflected the worker. But skill doesn't scale well, and skills slow down the factories. At that time, that's what that meant. Like you were saying, Henry Ford. So, when did tools stop teaching skills and start replacing it?
Mexicans.
Really? Mexico, that's your answer?
No, not Mexico. Mexicans.
Ah.
When they started taking over all the construction jobs. Because it's hard to teach somebody with a language barrier who also will just rush everything. Dude, I always know a house that was built by Mexicans with the sheer amount of fucking alcoholic beverages that you find hidden in places. I'm not joking. It's abhorrent.
Sorry, my passport speak habla no el huerco.
I was going to say something really racist in Spanish. I'm moving on. I don't need the Latin community coming after me.
Fine. Is convenience the enemy of craftsmanship? Does
Yes.
craftsmanship even exist nowadays?
In rare extremes, yes. But that's why they have 2-year-long waiting lists.
In regards to getting your materials or what?
No, like craftsmanship, like finished carpentry. Try scheduling a finished carpenter for anything nowadays. Good fucking luck. At best, they're 6 months out. At worst, they don't give a fuck because they have too many private commissions coming in.
So how do you know that the money is worth the craftsmanship? How do you know that somebody's worth their salt?
Well, number one, there's a certain amount of respect and gravitas with being a finished carpenter. Those kinds of people will 9 times out of 10 start conversations with grain pattern and species of wood. They won't even get to talking about the design or what piece of furniture you're wanting until you fully understand that in your environment, in your location, with your seasonal changes, this species of wood will work. This species of wood might cause problems. This species of wood will absolutely fall apart in 50 years. That's how you know.
Okay. So do we value effort less when tools do more of the thinking or less of the thinking?
I think it's an entire societal shift that has happened. We have become so now, Amazon shopping 24-hour stores, all this bullshit.
Shout out to a future sponsor.
What bullshit?
We go to the biggest.
To where people have forgotten that actual craftsmanship is closer to artistry, and it takes time. You're not paying me for the amount of time I've spent on your house. You're paying me for access to me. You're paying to have the right to call my phone.
What was that story from Leonardo da Vinci? He was at a cafe and took him. Some couple came up to him and was like, "Can you do a drawing of me?" And it took him 30 seconds to draw that couple, and then he gave them the bill. And
never heard anything like Leonardo da Vinci doing that. Maybe Picasso,
or maybe it was Picasso. I don't know.
Probably Picasso.
Okay,
but either way, the parable is the same, regardless of its context or telling. When you are paying someone who truly is an expert in their field, you're not paying for time or material. You are paying for access to that person and their knowledge. No different than the plumber that shows up after 5 other guys couldn't figure it out, walks around your house for 5 minutes, taps this once, twists that twice, and suddenly everything works again and your bill's $5,000. It's not because it took me 30 minutes to figure it out. It's because all of my years of experience told me how to diagnose this problem correctly and solve it. That's what things really come down to. You're paying for access.
Okay. So what's your opinion on Henry Ford?
Look, anyone who can build a company to the extent that he did, to where it's essentially, it's not only as a household name, but it's essentially a world-dominating.
Dude, you can't go down
company.
you can't go down a fucking street without seeing some kind of car
Okay,
made
well,
by
I'm
Ford.
talking about Fords. I'm not talking about, him designing the Model T and all that shit and the Model A. Okay? Great. The Wright brothers probably designed plenty of planes that we can't remember the names of. You know what I mean? But he did build a brand and essentially a dynasty out of it. Now, was it him who specifically invented the Phillips head screw? I don't know, but someone in Ford Motor Company did for the assembly lines. Do you care to embellish our listeners on why they invented the screw?
We're getting there.
Oh,
Henry Ford's problem.
I'll have to get on my soapbox. for
Humans were, or what fucking soapbox, buddy?
that. Well, I guess I'll stand on this chair.
Get on the chair, bub.
I will when you start getting to the
Okay.
part where I get heated.
Humans were the bottleneck. By the early 20th century, Henry Ford wasn't trying to build the best cars. He was trying to build the most predictable ones. The assembly line needed speed, uniformity, and workers who could be trained in minutes, not years. Flathead screws were a nightmare in that environment. They slipped, they slowed lines, they depended too much on individual competency. Ford,
God, can you imagine trying to get to a flathead screw like underneath a fucking oil pan or in a transmission tunnel or something?
dude, you know how many times I've heard like the mechanics from my work fucking bitch about everything,
Yeah, because every
Like,
bolt's
just
in the
everything?
worst spot ever.
and then they're like, how do we do this? And then they just go on YouTube and it's like, oh, I just solved it. And it's like
Nobody knows how to think critically anymore. They just YouTube it.
like 15 years ago, it was like, I don't know how to do this, but we'll figure it out. Now it's just, I guess I'll fix it in less than 10 minutes because somebody did it already.
It's also fantastic.
Oh my
what
God,
an
yes.
age to be alive.
Yes.
I mean, that's how I learned half the shit that I learned.
Correct.
But I also then use code books to ensure that
Well, you have to.
they're to the correct standard.
So they depended too much on individual competency. Ford didn't want artisans. He wanted repeatable motions. So enter Henry F. Phillips, who didn't invent.
It was fucking Phillips.
Yes. So who didn't invent the cross-shaped screw from scratch, though refined and commercialized it into something revolutionary. A screw that's self-centered and camped out under too much torque. That last part is crucial.
Damn right, baby.
So,
Especially for assembly lines.
what happens when systems are built to protect machines instead of people?
You mean parts?
Potato
You'd strip
patreason.
that fucking screw out in half a minute. And nowadays, because they make impact rated bits that are now harder than the screws, now you strip everything out. You either have to use a soft bit that will bounce out when it's too much torque, or how about you use a fucking T-bit that's actually, designed for torquing down shit.
I feel like there's some animosity here
No.
towards Phillips heads from you.
No. There's not, literally a 5-minute job can turn into an hour and a half because I'm trying to back out a screw by hand. I have special pliers for it. That's how often I run into this shit. I will literally drill out a Phillips head screw before I even try to pull it out with a screwdriver.
So, let me ask you this. Is efficiency always progress?
But by definition, yes. I mean, technically. What do you want from me?
I want your answer.
Again, in the appropriate context, it was an ingenious design and idea. Fantastic, wonderful. But humans' inability to change and move on to something better has put it to where it's used in so many applications that there are better designs to use. Like structural screws, they don't need to be Phillips head. It's really hard to actually power them down enough without stripping out the head or stripping out your bit. Use a fucking star bit. It's what they're designed for. I wouldn't be surprised if the T actually stood for torque instead of tooth.
So, what do we lose when work becomes motion instead of mastery?
Oh, it's exactly what we're running into now with construction and everything. You get piss poor integrity behind the finish work. Things twist and bend and fall apart because they weren't secured appropriately.
Well, it also goes back to our earlier conversation about that 40% where everything takes a little longer, but you were mentioning about permitting.
Well, that's where most of your delays come up now. And the rest of those delays are just, it's the trade crisis that's going around in the country in general, but that's almost too politically charged to even mention nowadays.
Well, we're on some topic, and that's a topic.
It is a topic. A fiery topic.
Well, then talk about that topic.
Yo soy no fuego.
I speak no Espanol.
You're welcome.
Pain Espanol. Nine Espanol.
No non-9?
Look, I
Is
don't
that
know
what you're trying to get to?
brother. I don't know what
You're
I
like
said.
Nikola Tesla from Record of Ragnarok?
Oh, fuck. What episode was he in?
One of the new ones.
I didn't watch that.
Oh, dude.
Whoa, is that after Jack the Ripper?
Yeah.
Fuck! They came out with a new one?
They have a third season. And
Motherfucker.
judging by the numbers in each of the seasons now, I'm pretty sure it'll end up finishing either in season 5 or in season 6.
Ooh.
So there's going to be at least 2 more seasons. And I get
damn it.
chubby thinking about it.
Did Aphrodite's tits move?
Only when they shouldn't, and then they don't move when they should. It's fantastic. Anyways,
The trades.
proceed, my friend.
The trades.
Yes.
What about them?
Because everything has gotten down to timelines and finish dates and rush this and rush that and hourly this and hourly that, we have lost the actual integrity to things. We have lost the ability and the freedom for our own workers and our own tradespeople to pause and actually consider, is this safe? Like, not just for them to work on something. Most guys, if they were to cut a hole in the wall and find a live wire that shouldn't be there, they would have just stopped. Well, at best, they would stop and say, oh, you need to call an electrician, and then fucking leave and still bill you. And now you're on the hook for an electrician, and now you're on the hook for calling them back anyways for the original problem. But at least they mentioned something. 90% of your people out there, they won't even mention anything. They'll just smack whatever they need to over it and move on to the next job. And good luck ever getting a call back. So I think it's our entire, don't want to say society, our entire mindset as a work-oriented nation has gotten too focused on rapidity and repetition and has gotten too far away from integrity and craftsmanship. That's my soapbox.
The dark genius of the Phillips head, designed to fail.
Yes, baby.
The Phillips screw was engineered to strip intentionally. When torque exceeded a certain point, the driver cam out instead of snapping the screw or damaging machinery.
Well, I think you need to explain to our listeners who probably don't have mechanical or engineering backgrounds, what does it mean to cam out?
You know what? Since you are the actual...
This is your episode.
This might
You
be...
lazy piece of shit.
I merely give it away to the expert.
It basically means that the design of the head itself, when exceeding a certain amount of rotational force and pressure, will force the driving bit to either break and deform or jump out of the socket. So that way you don't over-tighten, break off heads, or ruin something else.
Well, there you go. Why did I have to answer that when I had an expert panel
and this is like
right
the
there?
third time that you said cam, but you even pause when you're saying cam because it seems like a foreign word to your mouth. So I was hoping you at least knew what cam meant.
I do now.
Oh, God. Because otherwise they're just going to think you're mispronouncing came out.
For factories, this was brilliant. It reduced breakage, it standardized outcomes, it protected equipment, though it also introduced something new, intentional weakness. The screw was no longer loyal to the user, it was loyal to the system. It punished force,
Fuck the system.
It resisted overcommitment, and it rewarded compliance. And that design logic didn't stay in factories. It followed the screw into homes, furniture, appliances, and eventually into the hands of every modern day handyman.
Pisses me off.
If our viewers haven't figured it out, Sam is a handyman.
The only time I'm happy about it is drywall screws in a drywall gun, because it's designed for its original purpose.
Look, what does it mean when failure is built into the design?
It means you need to have a comprehension of materials that you are using. It's as simple as that. And the fact that most people don't have comprehension of the materials that they're using leads to overuse of the improper material.
Fine. I mean, just get better material, Sam. I don't know what to tell you.
I do. That's why like, anybody who comes after me will probably be like, what the fuck? What asshole changed all these screws to a star bit? I only have one of those, and it's rusted out, and it's somewhere in my, junk bit drawer of like 1,000,000 bits. And it's like, because they're mechanically better. You can actually hold a screw on the end of a drill, on the end of an extension bit, and it probably won't fall off as long as you don't have Parkinson's. A Phillips head screw, good luck. Even if your bit's magnetized, that bit's gonna fly off. Let alone trying to drive and angle a screw, good luck with a Phillips. The number of times that I will cut my fucking hands or burn my fingers trying to guide a screw into the correct angle. Because, what most people don't know is when you drive in a screw, if you need it at an angle, you start at 90 degrees. You get the first maybe millimeter or 2 millimeter. You want some of the teeth to bite. Then you go in reverse, full bore. And while pressing in, it literally bores the hole for you and you can angle your screw. It'll never try to jump out of alignment then when you're drilling it. Try doing that with a Phillips head. It's really fucking hard. Star bit, no problem. One-handed,
so
left-handed.
Are you saying that every Phillips head should be replaced by a star screw?
No. Furniture, 100% Phillips. You don't want people overpowering that shit. And again, like, in the application it was invented for, fantastic. Use the correct material. Ta-da! It is the correct answer sometimes. But it's overusage in everything. Especially anything requiring torque.
Well, why do you think the Phillips head became big? Why do you think the Phillips head...
Because people don't know how to change.
Well, okay. Why?
That is why.
Okay.
Because it was a design that worked. And then for like the next 20 years, all you needed was standard or Phillips. And it was incredible. But that was still when we were using hand drills and hand tools. Then the day and age of conveniently compact and portable power tools came around. And all of a sudden, okay, now you're basically taking a drill press from a robot that should have put in a tool, and you don't want it to over tighten because it doesn't have feeling, it doesn't have thinking, it can't conceive of over torquing something. So you design a bit to fail. Fantastic, wonderful, fine. But now that we're in the day and age of everything has way more torque than it's ever had in history, and it's right in the palm of your hands, you're gonna strip shit out, which means you can't disassemble, which means you can't properly diagnose or remediate something. Or if you do, good luck pulling that shit out.
We interrupt this podcast to bring you either a raccoon intern broadcast, a liminal space service message, an HR policy memoranda, listener surveillance notices, trash theology sermons, or the ever-present system malfunction emergency alerts. Please stand by. Trash Theology Sermon 3. The bin giveth and the bin taketh away, usually depending on pickup day.
I need to address a structural issue within the intern nutritional program. We refined caffeine protocols, we've implemented recovery measures, but one variable remained unstable: baseline nutrition. You can't build sustained performance on coffee and regret alone. You can optimize spikes, you can mitigate crashes, but if the system is depleted, you mistake stimulants for sustenance. Performance wasn't just chaotic, it was inconsistent. That's when we introduced Zevo Life. It's a patented microalgae designed to support steady energy, digestion, and overall vitality, helping your system operate consistently instead of constantly compensating. Packed with essential amino acids, vitamins A, B12, E, and K, antioxidants, minerals, and bioactive compounds, all within a single teaspoon. It's not stimulation, it's foundation. We added it to the intern's daily allocation, and the Intern Nutritional Authority has adopted it into long-term protocols. You can get 30% off your entire order when you use code TOPIC at zevo.life. And for transparency's sake, like a raccoon gazing into the future through a rearview mirror, we'll tell you plainly, the show earns a commission when you use code TOPIC. So you're not just upgrading your nutrition, you're reinforcing the structure that carries you through life's impacts. Nick, myself, and the Intern Nutritional Authority thank you for investing in the long game.
We interrupt this podcast to bring you either a raccoon intern broadcast, a liminal space service message, an HR policy memoranda, listener surveillance notices, trash theology sermons, or the ever-present system malfunction emergency alerts. Please stand by. Trash Theology Sermon 1. In the beginning, the trash was without form and void, but raccoons saw that it could be organized.
And what if you didn't bring extra screws with you? Now you're left with this shitty little screw that you have to try to put back in place, to where, half the time I would have to take my fucking oscillating tool and I would cut a slot and just use a fucking standard on it. Like,
Look,
World
World War
no animosity at all.
none whatsoever.
No pain.
I totally didn't write this episode based off
No
of
trauma.
8 fucking. That's a different miniseries that they should go check out.
Oh, yeah.
I totally didn't write this episode based off of 8 fucking commentaries that you made over one fucking little thing.
Well, they're a ceaseless pain in my ass.
Fine. World War
We'll
II.
call them a polyp.
A what?
An ass polyp.
You say some things that are either really clever or borderline autistic.
It's
I don't know
it's
this.
a growth. Okay.
I don't.
But it's an ass growth. Okay. A polyp is a type of growth.
I'm appalled right now by that. Just in general. Moving forward.
Your mispronunciation makes things so much better
I know.
sometimes.
Fuck you.
Like, you don't realize how often it works in the favor of the joke, and it doesn't piss me off, but it cracks me up how ignorant you are to how wrong you are sometimes.
I commit to the bit. Damn it. So getting to my earlier point, World War II. When the
Yes.
Phillips head took over the planet.
Yeah.
That was what I was alluding to earlier when I asked you that question.
Which question?
I've asked you several.
I was about to say, you got to narrow it down a little bit.
Yeah. The Phillips head didn't become dominant because people loved it. You are a prime example of that. It became dominant because war needed speed. During World War II, American factories churned out vehicles, planes, weapons, and equipment at an unimaginable scale. The Phillips screw thrived under that chaos. Unskilled or semi-skilled labor could assemble complex machines fast. Training time collapsed. Output exploded. And after the war,
You forgot.
that
Women could
production...
do it. That was a huge component of it.
Well, yes.
Because again, World War II, who was actually in the factories? It wasn't men.
You had to make a woman do it.
Uh-huh.
Because the men were off
And if
killing
Phillips
things.
is really easy because you don't need any specialized training behind it.
So you know what, Sam? You can blame the woman for the Phillips head.
Or I could just blame Senor Phillips.
Or we could blame
Senor
women.
Felipe.
Or we could blame women. It's not sexist if it's true.
Pinche Felipe. That's all I have to say to you.
I don't even know what the fuck that means.
Don't worry about it.
I wasn't worried about it.
I'm sure our Spanish speakers will make fun of me in the comments.
Great. It's the screw that won the war because the screw that built suburbia. And that said, screw you, Sam.
Yep.
And to every other handyman. How many everyday objects are shaped by World War II? How many of them are shaped by the Phillips head? And how
tons of
much
them.
are general?
Tons of them. I'm pretty sure that the panhead screw came out of World War II.
Panhead.
Basically put a washer on a screw,
Oh.
and that's a panhead screw.
Oh, it's just a bigger fucking head?
Well, no, it's a flat head. It helps disperse the actual tension on the screw and material.
Okay.
So instead of needing washers, you just use a flat panhead screw.
What other things came out of World War II?
Bombs.
Good. I like bombs. Bombs are cool.
Yeah.
They go boom.
Not the Jews. They didn't make it.
No. Remember,
Some new smokestacks came out of it, though.
it was an ashy mess, but the Jews helped us.
And a few generations worth of jokes came out of it.
I ever tell you about the time I actually sat down with a Holocaust survivor and he told me his story?
Yeah.
And I was only sitting, like it was an assembly, and the he just could not talk in front of the entire school, and he just started chatting with me because my friends were dicks and they wouldn't save me a spot, and I just sat there and got to see his tattoo and got to relive the Viktor Frankl version, like the real life Viktor Frankl of like the Holocaust through him?
You should read Ordinary Men. It's fascinating.
What's that about?
It's specifically on Reserve Battalion 102, I think.
Okay.
But it's a good read.
That narrows it the fuck down. I don't even
It
know what
helps
102 is.
explain how easy it is to quote unquote commit atrocities when it's just your day job.
That's all you know, or you don't have any comparison. Yeah, I could see it.
No. Again, as the saying goes, the only real innocents in the world are animals and children. Everyone else knows better.
So,
Now, the fear of speaking up, or speaking out, or going against the grain, and, the human inability to actually do that 90% of the time, makes it really, really, really easy for atrocities to occur. Regardless of the political correctness or incorrectness of the starting points, as they always say, the pathway to hell is paved with the best of intentions.
I think you butchered that.
No, that is the saying.
The
Google it, Mr. Googler.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I think it's the pathway to hell is paved with good intentions. Blah, blah, blah.
Normally it's the best of intentions. Because you always start off. Crusades are always started from a holy standpoint, are they not?
The road to hell is paved with good intentions means good intentions alone are worthless.
No.
They
that's
don't
not what we're
guarantee
arguing.
good outcomes.
That's not what we're arguing.
And
What
can
was the
even lead-
original line? What is the original quote? Where does it originally come from?
Original quote.
Thank you. I don't give a fuck about philosophy. I want to know the facts.
So, from the Saint Bernard of Clairvaux with his Latin, oh, for fuck's sake. L'enfer est plein de bonnes volontés ou désirs. Hell is full of good wishes / desires and evolving through figures like Samuel Johnson, 1775, who said, hell is paved with good intentions.
Johnson or Jackson?
Johnson.
Okay.
It means good intentions aren't enough. Inaction or poorly executed good intentions can lead to bad outcomes, emphasizing the need for action.
Hashtag me too. And the entire feminist movement, as women are starting to realize.
I don't.
All good points. All started from the best of places and correct places.
All errors, I'm right.
On what?
I got it right. You didn't.
Well, no, neither of us were right, because apparently the original translation is completely fucking different from the common saying. Welcome to linguistics. On this topic of some topic, we're discussing Latin.
What was it? The previous episode we
I don't
did
know.
binary.
Oh, yes. Welcome to our polylingual podcast.
Where we talk about topics and then different topics in different languages.
Correct. While butchering said languages.
My Latin's a little rusty.
I can tell you've never spoken Latin.
It's non-existent. Thus, it's rusty.
My boy. For the Emperor.
Et tu, Brute?
Not referring to that Emperor, but sure. They all gotta die at some point, I guess.
The modern handyman. Fighting a screw that wasn't made for you. It rhymed. I was clever. Fuck you. Here's the quiet irony. The Phillips head screw was never designed for repair. It was designed for assembly. Once stripped, it resists removal. It discourages revisiting. It subtly tells you this was never meant to be taken apart, and fuck you, Sam.
Correct.
Modern handyman DIYers and repair culture inherited a fastener that actively works against them. That frustration isn't incompetence. It's structural. Every stripped screw is a reminder that, Sam, I fucking hate you and I want to make your life difficult.
It's nothing personal.
I just fucking hate you. and a reminder that modern objects expect disposal, not care. So why does modern stuff hate being repaired?
Because then you don't buy it again.
Why would I need to buy it again if I already fucking have a good working one?
Because you can't repair it.
Why do
What
I
happens
care?
when it breaks?
Go fuck yourself. It's been 15 years.
Exactly. Go fuck yourself. Buy a new one. Don't worry about being able to take me apart and fix me.
Why would I want to do that?
Fuck off. Buy a new one.
That's too fucking easy.
And?
Is a DIY a form of rebellion now?
Oh my god, yeah. Have you not seen the lawsuits for right to repair and whatnot?
No. What are you talking about?
Oh my god. Again, your incomprehension of just the world at large blows my mind sometimes.
I have priorities.
Not that long ago, it was constant, both on YouTube and Facebook. Obviously, not the main media, because the bigger companies that can, afford to pay media corporations didn't want these things publicized. But no, there were some massive lawsuits for the right to repair, mostly focused around Apple products at the time. But the right to repair it's almost obsolete nowadays. People don't take that mindset. Again, shifting the mindset from reactionary remediation to stewardship of things. We have lost all of it. Because, we're too good at manufacturing. And our distribution is unrivaled at any point, at any time, in any part of the world. You can't compete with modern manufacturing and distribution.
Well, what does it say about a culture that doesn't expect things to last?
Well, we've been conditioned to. We've simply been conditioned for, the new thing is right there. It's easy. That repair might take you 5 days. You know why? Because you might have to order a part. Oh, no.
Henry Ford!
Now, in all fairness, Ford still use more metal components than Chevy does, and Chevy does use a lot more plastic components where they probably shouldn't.
I'm still surprised by a few of their plastic components that
Don't break.
They don't break. Like, it lasts. It's just like, it makes
But
one wonder.
it's so brittle to where if you work on it, I'm sure our fucking mechanics in the chat will just go nuts.
Like,
I tried to just repair a vent clip, and the whole dash split in half.
Okay, so my
C10s, baby. They know what I'm talking about.
I don't, and I'm very happy.
Well, you don't even know what a C10 is, do
I don't
you?
want to fucking know.
Oh, well, it's a type of Chevy pickup.
Now I know.
You're welcome.
I have all this useless information in my
Their
head.
dashes just shatter the second you touch it. Like, there are clips upon clips upon clips of people just smacking their dash and the whole thing just particleizing.
Why?
It's type of plastic they used.
It just sounds cheap.
Well, it's not like we had decades of research on, poly products like we do nowadays. All of our petroleum-based products nowadays have had a few decades of testing.
Okay.
And our knowledge of chemical compositions of things have gotten exceptionally advanced.
Have you ever heard of Torx screws before?
Swear to God, if that's what the T stands for, then yes. What do the numbers denote? Is it simply the size, or is it tooth count?
We'll get there.
Okay.
And if we don't get there, I'm sure I'll look it up later.
Then let's approach.
Why Torx exists and why it hasn't
Are you
fully...
saying the name brand Torx?
Yes,
Which is trademarked.
I believe so.
Okay.
And why it hasn't fully replaced Phillips.
Because people are retarded.
Sure.
I'm sorry, resistant to change.
So Torx trademark screws are better by almost every metric. More torque, less cam out, less stripping. Engineers know this. Manufacturers know this.
We interrupt this podcast to bring you either a Raccoon Intern broadcast, a liminal space service message, an HR policy memoranda, listener surveillance notices, trash theology sermons, or the ever-present system malfunction emergency alerts. Please stand by. Trash Theology Sermon 2. Verily I say unto thee, one's worth is not in what they throw away, but what they are willing to dive back in for. I need to address an issue regarding the unpaid interns. While overall productivity has improved, there's a recurring decline following what they described as after-hours research. Translation, excess beverages were consumed. The next morning metrics were predictable. Cognitive clarity, compromised. Regret index, elevated. Sunlight compatibility, low. That's when we implemented liqueur gummies. They're formulated with DHM, which helps your body process alcohol, along with milk thistle, B vitamins, electrolytes, and ginger root to support recovery and hydration. You enjoy your evening, you support recovery. You wake up to regret your decisions with a clear head and a settled stomach. You can get 20% off your entire order when you use code TOPIC at liqueur.com. And for transparency's sake, like a raccoon peering through a kaleidoscope attempting to intuit your future by reading tea leaves, we'll warn you. The show earns a commission when you use code TOPIC. So you're not just protecting tomorrow, you're supporting the continued operational stability of the interns. Nick, myself, and the Intern Nutritional Authority thank you for your patronage. I need to give a brief update regarding the unpaid interns. For last fiscal quarter, their caffeine habits were entirely self-funded through dumpster-based nutrition and used coffee grounds rescued from the trash compactor behind the local prison. As you can imagine, results were inconsistent. Archival accuracy, unstable. Claw precision, questionable. Midday existential collapse, guaranteed. It was a difficult quarter. But that ends today. We've transitioned the entire intern program to Strong Coffee Company. Their black blend has 15 grams of protein, 5 grams of MCTs, and adaptogens like ashwagandha and L-theanine. So instead of spike and crash routines, it's a sustained focus. The results speak for themselves. If you're going to drink coffee anyway, it might as well pull its weight. You can get 20% off your entire order when you use code TOPIC at strongcoffeecompany.com. And for transparency's sake, like a raccoon peering through a mason jar instead of a magnifying glass while searching for mythic relics buried in a landfill, we'll tell you plainly. The show earns a commission when you use code TOPIC. So if you grab some, you're not just upgrading your coffee. You're funding structured nutrition for the interns. Nick, myself, and the Intern Nutritional Authority thank you for your service. We interrupt this podcast to bring you either a raccoon intern broadcast, a liminal space service message, an HR policy memoranda, listener surveillance notices, trash theology sermons, or the ever-present system malfunction emergency alerts. Please stand by. Trash Theology Sermon 4. Remember, cleanliness is next to loneliness. Seek the comfort of clutter.
This.
Yeah, but
So
they want
why-
you to because then you have to buy the more expensive thing.
So why hasn't Phillips disappeared? Because Phillips is good enough. Cheap, familiar, and already everywhere. Thank you, World War II and Nazis.
Now, in all fairness, you can still use a standard on a Phillips. You can use a bobby pin on a Phillips if it's loose enough. You can use a dime on a Phillips. You can use a lot of things on a Phillips. So I get it in a lot of applications. But in construction, it fucking pisses me off. Because half the time, they strip the fucking screw before it's actually all the way screwed.
It represents... Sorry. Because it's cheap, familiar, and already everywhere.
I'm allergic to
Phillips-
the words. Bullshit.
Phillips heads represents a broader truth. Systems don't change when something better exists. They change when the cost of not changing becomes unbearable, or there's the Germany Nazis that say, "Go fuck
You're
yourself."
talking about the
Jews."
pain of regret versus the pain of just doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Phillips survives because inefficiency is tolerable when it's distributed across millions of users instead of one factory.
That is such a shitty, despicable, deplorable, cantankerous line. But it's so accurate.
Thank you. It took me a while to write that.
Fuck you.
Took me a while to write that. Fuck you. You're welcome.
That has to go on a shirt. Fuck off. God damn it.
So, why does
No,
bad...
say it one more time.
Oh, okay, fine.
For the people in the back.
Oh, Lord.
For the interns.
Inefficiency is tolerable when it's distributed across millions of users instead of one.
Welcome every single utility company ever.
Don't get me started on utilities.
God.
I fucking hate utility companies.
Fuck. Sorry, keep talking. I'm just going to sit here reveling in this shitty stew that is the last... Oh.
I keep talking about it, but why do bad systems survive so long?
Well, again, people are resistant to change. That's low-balled question. Come on now.
All right, well, fine.
You can't smack out a line like that and follow it up with a question that's a no-duh.
Just giving you an easy one, damn it.
God.
So the screw is a metaphor. Control, limitation in modern life.
Were you on peyote when you wrote that shit? What metaphor?
Just shut up and listen.
I'm sorry, yes.
The
continue with
Phillips
metaphor.
head screw is a perfect metaphor for modern systems. It guides you in. It centers you. It helps until you push too hard. Then it slips and it punishes excess.
It acts like
And
it
it-
helps.
Fails quietly.
It ain't loud. Everyone knows the burr of your bit jumping.
It doesn't break loudly. It just stops cooperating. That's how many people experience modern work, relationships, and institutions. You're allowed to apply effort, but only within approved limits.
Yeah.
Push too hard, and the system cams out. Just like you said earlier. You're welcome. Fuck you.
How'd you write that without knowing what cam is?
I had to give you some segue into the episode. I couldn't just start speaking for myself. You're welcome. It's
Something
called...
in Latin. Insert here.
That's what makes me a good co-host, buddy. I let you talk, fuckhead.
Oh, fuck.
So, do we strip ourselves trying too hard? Is burnout just human cam out? What happens when effort exceeds design tolerance?
I'm really happy I'm not named Philip.
Thank God, because I don't think I can call you Phil. Now, are you going to answer these questions?
No, I'm still not happy that you came up with such a good line.
You're welcome. Fuck you.
Look, you're not wrong. You're just an asshole, okay?
So, closing thoughts. A cross-shaped legacy. Not to be confused with Christianity.
Well, that's... Okay, different type of cross, but sure.
Well, it was punny. Fuck you. The Phillips head screw looks neutral. Innocent.
No, neutral is always a minus sign.
Mundane.
No, your electricity.
It carries the fingerprints of industrialization, war, efficiency culture, and disposability. It helped the world build faster, though it also taught us to care less about repair, mastery, and longevity. Every time one strips in your hand, it's not just a mistake. It's a reminder. This thing wasn't built for you. It was built for speed.
I would 100% thought you were going to be like, it's built as a reminder. Fuck you, Sam. It just ended there. I totally thought. That would have been such a good closer.
It was built for fuck you, Sam.
And that's all for this week on Some Topic, the show where logic is seasonal, facts are optional, and the raccoons are 2 paychecks behind. If you're a liberal, please keep your critiques to yourself. Our unpaid interns have adopted a shoot first, shred later policy, and we're in a stand your ground state after all. HR has yet to get back to us with a solution, so stand by. To the rest of you, keep your coffee black, your sarcasm sharp, and your reality on airplane mode. Until next time, stay skeptical, stay caffeinated, and stay just interested enough to keep the surveillance squirrels guessing while we slip out the back.